One of the questions I get asked a lot, particularly when working with people in prisons, is recovery possible for everybody? And my answer is yes. But that recovery can only happen when you're ready to recover. You know, if you've been traumatized by somebody doing things to you, then somebody can't force you to recover, because that's going to be traumatizing as well. So as much as you might be trying to climb that ladder of recovery and try and get yourself better, what we often find in trauma recovery is that there's also some snakes on the board. And that becomes a bit of a game of snakes and ladders. You take 2 steps up the ladder, and then there's a snake that takes you right back to the start. But what's important to remember is that each backward step that we take in our recovery journey is part of the process. You know, we didn't become traumatized in a day, so we're not going to recover in a day. What we need to do is recognize all the different ways that trauma is affecting us, all of the different ways that it, you know, affects our feelings, it affects our behavior. And in order to do that, we need to feel safe and connected with another person. As I said earlier, we can assume that trauma means we've been hurt by another person. And so we need relationships and relationships with other people to help us to recover. And as we start that recovery journey, it's a bit of a dance. You know, we might take 2 steps forward, we might take 2 steps back, we might shimmy to the left and we might shimmy to the right. But each one of those steps that we're taking is a step closer to that recovery journey. And it's important to recognize that each of those backward steps isn't more evidence that you will never amount to have anything. It isn't more evidence that this happened because of you. And it isn't more evidence that you can't recover. It's part of the process. We have to take those backward steps in order for us to learn. But as soon as you're ready to make that choice to recover, and you've got the right help and support to recover, then that journey can become really easy. You know, the first time you go to the gym, it might hurt a little because you haven't been to the gym before. The first time you react or respond to a problem in a different way, it might hurt a little. You might be used to addressing your problems by kicking off and shouting, for example. And the first time you don't kick off and you don't shout, and the first time you manage to keep that brain online and think about what's happening and problem solve what's happening rather than moving into a fight response, that might be really uncomfortable. But a bit like going to the gym, the more we do it, the easier it becomes.